Marietta Mehanni, and this week's muscle conditioning tip is a tough one. It's a tough one for the abdominals, and it's not something that I would recommend as being pelvic floor safe. So if you have some challenges with your pelvic floor, please follow the advice of your healthcare practitioner, see a women's health physio. This is not the exercise to do, okay? But this is great if you don't have any issues there, right? So we're going to start off with, and you'll need a small ball. So we're going to use a Swiss ball today. This is 55 centimeters. You need a small ball. A big ball is just going to create way too much fatigue in ways that you don't really want to fatigue. It's like your inner thighs will burn, which some of you might be happy about, but then you miss out on the rest of the exercise and what the purpose of it is. So I'm going to basically hold the ball between my feet and my shins. Now I'm going to hang on to the back of my thighs and lift my legs up. Now I'm going to use my arms to help me pull and lower my body down. So this is level 1. So coming up and taking it back. Breathe out and coming back up again. Breathe out and coming back up again. Wow, this is pretty full on. And for some people, depending on how tall you are, this might catch you in the hips in not the best way possible. So leave this exercise and do something else, because it really isn't a modification for it. But if you're not having any issues, awesome, continue. So I do this really slowly, and that would be a maximum of 8 repetitions. So when I'm teaching my classes, we do about 8 repetitions of this, excuse me, and then the next level up. So where do we go from here? Well, I let the legs go. So I'm doing exactly the same thing, but I'm letting the legs go. So I'm lowering the torso down, about the same range of motion, and then coming back up again. Now, an alternative for this is to roll all the way down. Now, rolling all the way down is a much more challenging exercise. It's also very hard to do well. Okay, so let me just show you what I mean by that. So I can roll all the way down and then come back up, and with my hands behind my knees, I can do it with better technique because I'm less likely to throw myself up. But if I have my hands off, there's more chance I want to throw myself up to come up. And I don't really like that. I don't really like people using their 7 to 8 kilo head as a weight that they can use to create momentum for the rest of their body. So that's why I'm choosing to do this really slowly, and that's why I'm not rolling all the way down. So, you know, sometimes people say, roll it all the way down. Well, this is the reason why I don't. You know, exercise is different all around the world, and people have different opinions, and it's all good. That's my rationale for why I don't do it. All right, so back to this. We've got hands behind the knees for level 1. We've got hands letting go for level 2. Level 3, the same thing, but with your arms further out from the ball. So now, if you're able to, you can go down lower and come back up. But as long as it's a smooth, controlled contraction as you do this. So you're not throwing your head up and down, woof, up and down. So you may need to have a little break in between each set, because the hips do have to do an isometric contraction and hold the legs in that position the whole time, and that can be a lot for some people, especially if you've got long legs, okay? Because if you've got longer legs, those muscles have to work a lot harder. The final option is to take the arms above the head. So it's a bit like a Pilates move where you go back and then you come back up again. You go back and you come back up again. And the idea is that you're keeping your legs relatively still while you're performing that movement. Super hard. You've got to breathe while you're doing this. So think about breathing as you go back, breathing in as you come up. Avoid the breath hold. So it's a tough exercise. This is not for people who have just started their physical activity and they want to get moving. This is for people who are a bit more conditioned. You're familiar with using the Swiss ball perhaps. You're more comfortable with isometric holds. And, you know, we have to have different levels of exercise to suit everyone. And that's this week's muscle conditioning tip.